listening to the Makey Words Podcast.
You're finding out 10 years late. What do you think about that? It's the business model. It's the business model. And we just looked at each other, horrified.
Yeah, let's go live. Let's go live because I got a sauce for question. I got a question for sauce.
How did you just phrase that? A sauce for question?
Yeah. Okay. This question is for you though, so that's kind of funny. What do you know about accordions, or what does anybody know about accordions?
I have an accordion.
Well, Rob might be more knowledgeable than I, but I know some things about accordions we need to know.
So
Did you find one?
Yeah, dude. That property that I'm clearing out. I've just been making myself piles every day and coming home with like loads of treasures. And I found an accordion, and I haven't had this is the first minute I've had. I just thought it might be a fun talking piece to Google any of this shit. There's an accordion and this Japanese acoustic guitar that I cannot tell what it is because the inside's all scratched, but it says like made in 1960 something. So might be kind of cool. You know what? Maybe I'm going to go grab it from the car. Let me bring it in because it's probably worthless. It's probably fucking worthless.
Let's do an accordion show. I like that. Accordion
Sure.
episode.
I'll grab mine in a second too. I do like Max asking your opinion and then leaving.
I haven't said anything about the accordion.
Maybe Sauce would know. Actually, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, I thought this was my time to shine. Turns out.
All right, let's check this thing out.
Yeah, let's
All
see.
right, here we go.
Proper case.
Is it a typewriter
It's a
case?
small one. That's very small.
What is that?
It's
an accordion case.
It's a Honer Club 3.
Ooh,
I mean, that
it's
looks
cute.
nice.
Do you guys know how the keys are? Like what this means?
No.
I think it's kind of like I want to say it's like the scale, but it's major, minor, and then maybe diminished or something, or I don't know. Do you know what I mean? No, maybe not. If they're single notes, then no, I don't know how it's laid out.
I have no idea, but it works. Oh wait, who's playing accordion? Oh, nice.
Mine looks like this.
Oh, it's a little guy.
No, this is a toy.
There we
It's
go.
A joke.
Beautiful.
But
It's really good.
I think, Jesus Christ, I think the real boys look like this.
Whoa.
I don't know what any of these are. I
That
think
has
it's like
Two air
a
conditioners
major.
built into the front of it.
So yeah, I mean, there's a keyboard obviously, but I think it's like
Rob,
major, minor, major.
where did you get that?
My sister gave this to me.
How long have you had that?
Years and years.
Why have we never used it?
Because
Yeah, why
the
have we
strap is broken, you
never
can't
used
do
it?
anything with it.
The strap.
These-
The strap is broken.
Yeah. This doesn't connect to anything.
Casey is furious.
Does he? First of all, we have legitimately used accordion samples. Okay.
Oh, I
Second
know.
of all,
That's a joke.
it's not like he's never recorded anything in his own space that's on a record. Okay. So it's not
He's not
bring
playing
your
accordion.
accordion with you.
You can't just tell
I'm
somebody
just
to
saying,
play
if you
accordion.
had a
do
cool
this.
ass ivory accordion made out of actual elephant tusk like that one is, sort of a
Like,
blood
what's
accordion.
this even mean? There's a wheel here. I don't know what that
Yeah,
does.
it's the whammy bar. It's like a pitch bend.
It could be.
It's the modulation.
Yeah, we're into that.
Play us that haunting air. I left my heart in New York.
I just don't know what this is.
Already, he's already written a song. How often do you
Good.
play it?
It's very difficult.
You guys know any famous accordion players? Are there any famous?
Weird
accordion-
Al.
Well, besides Weird.
Yeah, obviously. Come on.
Besides Weird Al, I answered your question.
I feel like I've asked this before. Has anybody tried the it's a MIDI controller where it's like bumps of the
Is it the
piano
soft
scale?
one?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it's kind
I
of like
think
you
it was
can-
called the Rolling.
like on a MIDI controller, right? If I hit too hard and it triggers the wrong velocity, that's just me with bad form and technique. But that seemed like a way to be able to sort of like oh, too hard, I can back it down, or like, oh, too soft, I can ramp it up and play dynamically like that.
Well, you're talking about polyphonic aftertouch. It's this extra bit of play in every key on, like, every keyboard has aftertouch, but some of them have polyphonic where it measures your pressure on the key after the strike.
Like when you press down the key, is there then like another click?
Yeah,
kind of thing?
no, not a click. It's like a squish.
Like a squish. Oh, okay. I like that.
Squish.
It's a pretty typically programmed controller value for synthesizers. But the Rolly is undoubtedly more expressive. It's certainly more expressive.
I just see people on Instagram. I see people rip on that, and I see people rip on the arpeggi.
I want to get one
I
of
would
those.
suck at both.
I'd like to get a arpeggi.
It is a little accordion-ish.
You're saying
right?
harpeggi with an H?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen those? You've seen those. It's like
I feel like
screen.
it's a little bit more. Wait, touch screen.
Is it not touch screen?
I'm thinking of the instrument that like is a bunch of strings and a bunch of frets.
Yeah, but I thought that was a image. No, it's actual strings.
Probably, yeah.
I thought that was like an iPad screen. There's something
I'm sure
about
there is an iPad
how
app.
soft.
No, you're talking about GarageBand.
Dude,
No,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the
You're talking
choreography
about that app
videos.
that looks like you're drinking a beer when you tilt your phone. I think.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a ridiculous app! I do remember that the early days of the iPhone. It was just like literally.
It was a
like
glorious time because anything
Paper
was
throw?
exciting.
I
remember that. Yeah.
What was it? Paper
Into the
toss or whatever
basket?
it
Are you
was.
talking
Yeah.
about the crumpled up? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was a hit.
Yes.
That was a hit. The fucking the gun.
No.
Everyone had the version of a gun on there because you could just press it and it goes.
What?
It's just a little soundboard.
Sorry, bud. Not
Oh.
everybody had a gun on their phone. I did not have a gun on my phone.
Yeah,
It was just one of
You
the
know,
few...
remember, everybody had a gun.
No.
a
It's
sweet
just one of
gun
the
on their
few
phone.
available little dumb pointless apps like the "Don't Panic" button people had. You just open up the app and it's a big red button and you
Yeah,
press it.
for
and it says,
sure.
Don't panic.
I just don't remember. I don't remember guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the beer
that.
app instead.
A button makes sense because you're going like this, but a gun, it's like just a picture of a gun that you press and it makes a shoot sound.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
it got
not
boring
intuitive.
after 30 seconds, but for whatever reason, it was probably more because I was a kid, and that was just
It's probably more because you love guns.
that too. Yeah,
I don't mean in a
know.
creepy way either. You
No,
just like you love and are good at and are knowledgeable of guns and gun usage and gun safety and all that stuff.
I want to make us all aware of this suggestion because I think this would be funny moving forward. Any context in which we play "Go Get Your Gun," replacing the word or the verb "shoot" with "pew"
Pew,
is a great idea. That's a fantastic idea. Lily made that suggestion.
I generally don't like suggestions that are going to make the band seem stupid, and I think that
It
would
is a
be
silly
if, like, just you have to picture that for the entirety of the song.
Yeah.
And by like the third or fourth time, you know what I mean? Wait, does it only happen once? Yeah, it does only happen once. So I guess actually not so stupid. Doesn't it? It doesn't happen more than once. Shoot.
It does because it happens after the bridge. Because there's
You're right.
there's
Twice.
the bigger one.
I don't think it's a stupid suggestion. I just feel like I would, by the time we got to the second one, I'd be dreading it. Unless people, for some reason, which I don't think would happen, unless they just were dying of laughter. Still, from the first one, I was like, we're going to hit you again with pew, 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 pew.
Oh shit, it's coming back. We played it with feeling. Oh, that was just air.
Shit.
Oh, that button it does say air bypass. Right there. Yep.
How can
I
you
said
bypass air when you're using an air-powered instrument?
Listen, man, I don't
It's
know
the fake
how
it button?
any accordion works, let alone a toy one.
he says before he shreds. Very funny. Very funny. Okay.
We'll be sucking daily.
This was and I'm sure everyone has seen this because it's just one of those things that's made its rounds on the internet, but it's in regards to basically the wealth in America. And it was like, if a monkey hoarded more food than it could eat and kept it away from everyone else intentionally, scientists would study that monkey to try to figure out what was wrong with it. But when billionaires hoard all their wealth, we revere them, and it's a great thing. We can't believe that they've been so successful. I know.
It is weird, the culture behind like the fandom of wealthy people, especially when it's at like to people's own personal detriment to hold that fandom. I don't know.
It's a resource that's being withheld from everyone else. But yeah, sure, celebrate it, I guess.
Yeah. The amount of celebrities, probably not a huge amount, but was it Robert Downey Jr. who would come home and there'd just be like a person in their house that like track them down? I really wanted to
I think
meet
that's
you.
happened to a few people.
Yeah. Like,
It's happened to a few people.
what the fuck? Do you imagine any normal person, any one of us, you walk home, there's a guy there waiting to meet you?
I think
Dude,
just-
I don't
burned the
even
house
want to meet people. I'm afraid to meet people when I'm within 5 feet of them, and it's the next event is to
And
meet
I've
people.
agreed to meet them. I don't
Yeah.
want
When
to.
I've agreed to meet, or like a good example is Mike Patton in Australia. I was way too starstruck to like try and talk to him or anything like that. So the idea that you would be able to be like obsessed with somebody and then just be like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go to their house. Fuck it. No social contract. I'm just gonna climb into their bed. Trying to think, who was it? Him who said he woke up and saw him at the foot, someone at the foot of his bed.
Hey, I have a question.
What's your question,
Oh.
Sauce?
I wanted
Yeah,
to share
sorry,
something
Sauce.
with you guys. Give me a second.
Hold on. Sauce had a thing he was going to
Let's-
say. And he
let's,
talks so rarely.
Yeah, I was gonna talk about accordions, but I kind of got steamrolled.
We just had a lot going on. I'm sorry.
Casey, you weren't even here for this, but the very first thing said on screen was, "Hey, Sauce, I have a question for you," and then I just never got to answer, and now here we are, an hour later. I assumed he wanted to know something
they
about
haunted?
value. Some of
Is
them,
an
not all
accordion
of them.
generally a haunted instrument?
No, not generally. Something has to happen to the accordion.
He said he
Just
looked.
like a
What
house.
kind of thing can happen to an accordion for it to become a haunted instrument?
It could be caught in a fire with a person in the same room or something. It
involved
could
in a murder.
it could be, a weapon used in a murder. It could be in a car that fell into a river.
What if it gets haunted by somebody who can't play it?
If the accordion becomes haunted by somebody that can't play it, I mean, that really depends on that person. Does that ghost want to play accordion?
Yeah.
Because it could probably choose not to have anything to do with it.
What would the ghost inside of an accordion be able to do if it chose not to play the accordion?
I don't know. Just hang out.
Probably moan.
You're just laying out the logic of it all. You don't care how it's applied.
Well, yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter what my opinion is. What matters?
We're talking
are facts.
haunted accordion fact.
Yeah.
So this is just a theoretical question. It's not accordion specific. If you had an old, presumably haunted instrument in your house, okay, and you didn't know it's haunted, you bought this old instrument. It could be an accordion, it could be whatever. In the middle of the night, you hear this instrument playing itself. Is it scarier if the song is a fucking mess? Someone that can't play the instrument, random notes, whatever.
Or a
Or
ripper?
if it's a very beautiful, well-composed, very articulate piece of music.
I leave that
Random
ghost
notes.
alone. I enjoy their craft. That's
I'm
what
just
I do.
saying in hearing it in the distance.
Random notes is way fucking scarier.
You think that's way scarier?
Yeah, because it's like, okay, so you managed to like cross into this realm only to play a violin poorly. Like, oh fuck. Like, what else are you going to do?
Here's the thing, though. Something
Horrible.
like an accordion.
Versus someone
You
who
can-
would just be like, I just wanted to play it one more time.
But
Very
I
good
would
at it.
say that a ghost or some sort of specter being able to play with like surgical precision, that is what they're capable of. It immediately tells me that like they're capable of more physically, and I need to be more afraid of them. If they're just sort of like barely capable of manifesting sound from some instrument, it's like, I don't have to be afraid of you. You're slapping your way around that piano, I don't care. But if you're playing something crazy, then it's like this thing's gonna flay me. This thing's gonna
that's
take me
their
apart
focus.
1
That's their
millimeter
focus.
at a time.
Sauce, as someone that constantly has revolving instruments, what do you think? What's your
Wait,
take on
what's
it?
your question exactly on all this?
Like if you just heard an instrument in the middle of the night that's in a different room, which one of those things is scarier?
I would think it'd be scarier to have a ghost that doesn't know what they're doing on the instrument, because it's like, well, who's playing that? Why are they
Amazing.
playing that? You know? But if it's like
I don't
something
get that.
proficient, if it's
You're
some
just saying-
proficiency happening, it's like, okay, well, who's that in my house? Why are they here? You know? I'm more intrigued as opposed to like concerned.
So I'm
See,
the
mine's
exact
the
opposite of that.
I'm totally the opposite.
too, but for a
This is
different reason,
crazy
though.
to me.
Different reason
I'm
for
not
me.
a-
Listen, the sound is creepier of random notes being played by any
Yes.
instrument.
For sure.
But the fact of a more proficient haunting, like a virtuoso at affecting the living world, something that can make little changes in the living world that fast and with that level of
Well,
specificity, is much more terrifying
I
to me
agree.
than something that is just throwing whatever energy it can at the piano, manifesting atonal random sounds like that.
no.
The sound is creepier, but the action is not.
Because I could also very easily convince myself, if I'm just
Something
hearing
fell
random
on the
sounds,
piano.
they're like, oh, some shit fell down, like whatever. If I hear
Some
a
shit's
fucking
still falling hours
That's what I
later.
was
concerto from the other room, I'm like, oh shit, there's no one else here, and someone is shredding. Like I could, something's going
Shredding.
on, and I could
No,
never play
Here's
that.
a question: playing this out, what is scarier? Like walking out to your old grand piano, a proficient piece of music is being played and it stops immediately when you're there, or walking out to your piano, there's just sort of like sounds coming from it, random notes, and that stops when you're there.
Well, yeah, these are different experiences because
Ooh,
the first
yeah, this is
scenario,
very
That's
different.
why I'm comparing them.
yeah,
Huh.
because in the first scenario, it's like I'm in bed, I hear something. If I hear a
You
noise,
hear
that's
like
startling.
Oscar Peterson level ripping, just
Yeah, and if I'm in bed
fucking
and I hear that going on from
waterfalls of
somewhere
notes.
else,
Yeah.
I think that to me is inviting because it's like somebody is in my house for a reason.
But you know that nobody's you know there's no one in your house who should be playing that way. You're alone.
For sure. But I'm going to assume that person's friendly because otherwise, why would they just be shredding piano? Why a criminal would break in and accidentally put his hands down on the keys?
What about a criminal who can play a piano amazingly?
Yeah,
There
all
you
kinds
go.
of people
They're
can play the
living.
piano.
They're living. Hold on. They are living. Somebody gets into your house. Somebody trespasses into your home. Are you more afraid of the person who's just doing this on your piano? Or are you more afraid of the person who is in your house ripping on piano? Is that actually more inviting that there's somebody who just showed up in your house and they're ripping on piano? You're like, well, maybe.
If it's a real
I'm gonna
person,
assume-
yeah. If it's not
I'm
a
going to
ghost,
assume
no.
that
Wait, hold
No.
on. So
Fuck
you're
no.
Max, what were you saying? If it's a real person, which one is scarier to you?
the random banging.
Yes,
No.
same.
That
If it's
tells
a-
me
an
that tells
actual
me it's
person.
just
No,
some
that tells
fucking
me
guy
it's
that
somebody
broke
who
in and he
randomly
goes,
wandered
oh, hey,
in.
check it out, it's a piano, and then they're
Why is
grabbing
that
more shit in
scarier?
my house.
Because
Why is
to
that
me,
scarier than somebody who broke in and is sat down and is playing with
Because
proficiency? You're saying he's doing other things. All you know of these two scenarios is that you are in a house alone where you know nobody else should be. You wake up to the sound of playing. that playing is either atonal and random or it's virtuosic, and you come out and there's somebody who is trespassing in your home. I would be much more afraid of somebody who is both tremendously talented and has decided to break into my house than I would
He's
be
distracted.
somebody who might as well be drunk. He's not distracted. That's an assumption. You're assuming that this person isn't genius level fucked up, ripping on piano while listening to my every move.
Then I want to
There's too
meet
many
that
assumptions
fucking
there.
guy. I
Either
wanna meet that
way.
guy.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, either way, we're making assumptions and gonna be fucking terrified.
But then what you're saying is, in any scenario, a musician is less intimidating than someone who knows no music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I disagree with that.
For a
I
group of
disagree
musicians.
1,000% with that. I disagree 1,000% with that.
Listen, you can slice it and dice it all you want, but at the end of the day, I think we all know what we're talking about here.
No, we don't, which is why I'm asking. I am genuinely confused how it is not scarier. Dude, okay, if you walk down the street and you see somebody in boxing gloves who you feel like is going to attack you, and that person is just fucking doing this,
Yeah.
and then you see somebody else who's like looks like they're just a very proficient fighter, right? That would make
That's
you
a
more
different
scared,
thing.
right? It's
That's a
not.
different
It's
thing.
proficiency.
No, I would think they're
Absolutely is a
training.
different
Proficiency.
thing.
That's not my question. My question is, which person would you be more afraid of? Would you be more afraid of the person throwing random punches, or would
Yes.
you be more afraid of the person?
In that context, I
that's
would.
crazy.
They just seem less
Okay,
predictable.
so-
The other person seems like they're working on something to me, like they're practicing something.
Yeah.
Okay, at what point, with them both attacking you, do you decide I should have gone with?
So don't get
Which
me wrong.
one are you more concerned about?
If these are people that I know are going to attack me, I'm
Yes,
obviously
which
more
one are you
concerned with
more-
the person that is clearly a
Okay,
capable
proficient.
boxer.
Wait, but Case, I thought of one that doesn't quite fit your criteria. There's a guy in your house, you didn't hire this guy, and he's fixing your sink, but it's clanging sounds. Or there's a guy in there with a pipe wrench just beating your cabinets to death. One
That's
is
not
proficient.
even remotely.
One
This
is
is not even
proficient.
remotely applicable. This is not
How is it
remotely
not?
applicable.
How?
Because it would be
Because
this would be
you're-
more
because-
analogous if someone
because
beat the shit out of your
if
pipes
I
and someone
said-
fixed them.
Yeah. The analogy would be that if my piano was broken and it was out of tune, and then I woke up to somebody tuning my piano
No, I'm not
versus
saying-
somebody who
well,
who
yeah, I
came
guess
in.
I'm saying
No,
tuning.
because it is.
Oh, man.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah, you're right. You're
That's
right.
a completely
You're right.
different scenario.
I want to say also, just since you mentioned that is the creepiest thing I can imagine.
Yes.
Is waking
Somebody
up
who
to
breaks
someone
in and just is
tuning
tuning
an
your
instrument?
piano. Yeah, that's the most creepy.
Absolutely.
Especially if they're
Dude,
doing a
piano
bad
tuners are
job.
fucking
If they're
nuts.
doing a bad job of that makes them seem more unhinged, I will say.
Right. Sounds good, right? No,
That's
sir.
too
It
specialized.
absolutely doesn't.
If they have all of the tools to tune a piano and they're tuning it to sound crazy, yeah. Something about
That's
that
bad.
throws me off. That throws me off.
And we just looked at each other, horrified.
Makey words.
They know. My time has come. The algorithm knows. We have fun, okay? We have fun.